Hey, it's Michelle Nescu, the Posh PA, and today I'm going to be talking about applying to PA school for a very specific population of people, and that is international medical graduates, also known as IMGs here on the internet. And yes, international students and international medical graduates can apply to PA school. However, there are certain caveats and differences than applying to PA school as a domestic resident of the United States. So I'm going to break down those differences today, but before I do, if you have not already, please smash the subscribe button. You know I'm here every week dropping new videos to help you get into PA school, become a successful student, and a fulfilled practicing PA. All right, IMGs, let's talk shop, okay? So if you have a degree and you are a medical provider from another country and you are here in the US or you are moving to the US and you are thinking about the PA profession, the very first thing I'm going to tell you to do is to make sure you understand the role of a PA in the United States. Many countries do not have PAs practicing in them, and so it's really important to understand what PAs do on a day-to-day basis, as well as their role on the medical team. You also need to make sure it's going to be the right fit for you, okay? So if you are in the US or coming to the US as an IMG and you don't want to take the physician path and you are just applying or want to be a PA because it's quicker and easier, that's not going to cut it for admissions committees, okay? The PA education here in the United States is very competitive and rigorous, and part of the education process includes advocacy, knowing about the profession and being able to understand the role and what kind of impact you hope to have on patient care as a future PA. So really try to shadow medical professionals, including PAs, before you make the decision to apply to PA school, okay? So that's number one. The second thing that you're going to have to do is to have your medical education credentials verified by a credentialing agency, by a foreign credentialing agency like the World Education Association. And you need to know if your foreign transcript will be equivalent to a US bachelor's degree or not. If it is equivalent to a US bachelor's degree, then great. You may just have to take the prerequisites for PA programs here in the United States. What? Yes, most PA programs will require you to take their prerequisites for their program, not an entire bachelor's degree, but the prerequisites for their program here in the United States before you can apply to the program. So, very first thing, get your foreign transcripts evaluated by a certified agency like WES and make sure it is equivalent to a US bachelor's degree. Now, if it's not equivalent to a US bachelor's degree, you are going to have to obtain a bachelor's degree to be able to apply to PA school. So that will add additional coursework on for you depending on how many credits you will need to complete that bachelor's degree and taking your prerequisites here in the US. The next thing that you're going to have to do is English proficiency testing. So some of you may be fluent in English, right? But the TOEFL exam, TOEFL, is still required by most programs for international applicants to demonstrate proficiency in both speaking and writing English, because as you know, for documentation in the medical record, that is very important. The next thing is going to be patient care experience. Like every PA school applicant, you are going to need patient care experience. Now, here is where you can leverage your time as an international medical graduate and practice in another country as patient care experience because you have it. You might as well use it and leverage it, right? So you've practiced in another country, use that experience to highlight how that will make you a better PA in the future. Now, you will have to go through the typical application process, just like domestic applicants do, once you are ready to apply to PA programs, and that is through Caspa, the centralized application service for PAs. Now, Caspa does not verify foreign transcripts, so you have to have it done by one of these credentialing agencies. So very important to know. You will go through the Caspa application process just like all other applicants. So you will have to write a personal statement, experience descriptions, resume, all of those fun things that I have tons of videos on, right? So really important to know. But before you even get to the Caspa part, make sure you are taking all of those other steps and knowing that you are moving in the right direction. All right. It's important to note also that not all PA programs accept international students. And so really take a look at the programs that you're looking at applying to in your area and make sure that they not only accept international students, but they may also have more specific requirements for you to be able to apply to their program as an international medical graduate. So very, very important to look at those details of those programs and ensure that you are hitting those requirements as needed. All right. The other thing is visa requirements. Your visa has to be in good standing in order to matriculate into a program if you are not a citizen of the US. And so really making sure that that is taken care of before you start and enter into a PA program. All right, that was a lot of information, I know, but just to recap, right? If you are a foreign medical graduate or an international medical graduate or an IMG, whatever you prefer to be called, and you are thinking about the PA profession or applying to PA school, the first place to start is really to have a strong understanding of what PAs do here in the United States, shadow some PAs, talk to some PAs, really get an understanding of the role. The second thing to do is have your foreign transcripts reviewed and certified by a credentialing agency and make sure it is equivalent to a US bachelor's degree. The next thing is to be able to take your prerequisite courses here in the United States. Be sure to check the programs that you are looking at to be able to know what their specific requirements are for their program. You will have to take an English proficiency test called the TOEFL or similar as well. And you can leverage your patient care experience that you have from other countries to be able to show that you will be a successful PA with your medical background. And finally, you'll have to enter into the Caspa application process, very similar to all other domestic applicants, okay? So you will have to do all of those components of the application and really try to stand out in that process as well. Lastly, be sure your visa is in good standing because if you get accepted, you gotta have that taken care of, okay? Now, I know it's a lot of information, but hopefully this helped break down the question and the process for you. If you have more questions, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you.